Guys, how you doing? My name's Slice, it's Tassos Gaming. Welcome to the channel. More Arma news for you. 0.9.6 stable version has just been released on Xbox and Steam. So if you're watching this today, this video is brand new. This literally just got announced about 3 minutes ago. It'll be Xbox tomorrow, I assume. So it usually does Steam, then Xbox. So let's read through the first bit and I'll tell you a bit about it. So, attention soldiers, we're excited to release the community 0.9.6 update. This is like their nearly 1.0. This is their massive. It's going to be so much in here, so I don't know how much we'll cover, but we'll go through it anyway. This is the stable application now. It's on it's a stable version. This is our first major update as well, which comes for a host of new features, content and fixes. Content is the one we want in it, guys, as well as some fixes as well, to be honest. But the game updated on Steam and Xbox today, October 20th. That's the first time they've updated them both on the same time, on the same day, so that's good. There'll be server downtime between 12 and 15 CST, so 12 and 3. Thank you everyone who was able to help us test many of these features in experimental builds. So this is not brand new because it's been out for PC for a couple of weeks, and if you're not aware, you can actually go on Steam and you'll be helping test this sort of stuff by going there. It's a separate download. There's Arma Reforger, the main game, and there's Arma Reforger Experimental. So there was hosting, or they are hosting, games with all the admins and devs and stuff like that as well to fill a server, and I want to get into one of those events because it looks sick. Either way, list of features. Right, let's have a look how much we're going through today. Oh, I think I just got PTSD. Let's start from the top. 0.9.6, first major update. List of features. So yeah, right, let's get onto the main list then. So Arma Reforger changelog, these are the assets that start. So added prone roll animations. So when you are prone shooting, you can now roll, which is a much needed feature because I thought you could be able to do that from the start. They've also adjusted added the adjusted lower crouch stance controllable with control and mouse scroll. So if you hold control and scroll your mouse, you'll be able to go in different stances from up and down. It won't just be a straight stand, crouch, lie down. You'll have in-betweens and stuff, so you can get different levels over some cover, which is pretty sick. That's on Arma 3. So weapon inspection animations, new poses, unfolding M16, M203 sights, you know, all really, that's added some realism there. Brake collision reaction animations for character and vehicles. Animate internal parts of the BTR turret, new animations for flat top ladder. Boonie model was remade from scratch. Character locomotion animations, grenade uses animations, hands and arms possess poses for various weapons. Jumped animation, tweaked reload animations, tweaked deft animations, polished swimming animations. They fixed various improvement buildings, various typos, wrong width for some ladders, M16 fire selector not being animated, and the ladder setup in the station. So we've got added, tweaked and fixed. The description for this will be in my description, so you can click on this and go through it yourself, because only they really advertise on Twitter, so that's why I make these videos, just to make it a bit more jump, and also the people that don't like to read. So stability, this is a stability fixes, only a few. They fixed a crash in the clouds rendering when used scope twice, possible memory leaks of workspace widget and workbench, VME while editing wheeled base ET, possible VME in voice over net system, VME in SCR, vehicle dust per wheel component. Probably doesn't mean a lot to us, that, but as a normal player, but any fixes is good, because if you had a crash or something and you don't know where it's come from, these can help. Okay, this is the network. So the fixed ragdoll position is not synced properly. ADS time sync turned back on. Optimization of network traffic related to replication of IK animation variable. Added an improved method for calculating a lag composition. Ragdoll state, static destructibles are now using a new system optimized for network traffic. So it's about syncing up everything for players. So if something happens on your screen, it needs to happen on all the other players' screen at the same time. So syncing all that in is important. They changed inconsistent behavior stream, flagging a hierarchy. Information could be lost. Inconsistent streaming because this is such a big update, we're just going to touch on the main important stuff. All this sort of stuff, you know, the tweak network streaming, fixed payable, enable streaming mode. This doesn't mean a lot to the average player, but it's good that they're on the fixes anyway. So this is the game now. So fixed is a lot. I think we'll get into the added because we're more interested in the content. Just know that there is a hell of a lot of fixes. So, you know, clicking on spawn point, switching, sight switching action, zeroing should now rotate the weapon properly. Invisible head when dying, third person, just a load of your standard fixed M249 was flying out of hands during weapon inspection. Alright, cool. So, getting into fixed, changed, there's 3 changed there. Create new group, move to hold N key. Oh, so create a new group, move to hold the N key, so you can just do it from there. I think you can get into that by just pressing escape or tab anyway or whatever and getting into the settings. Entering aim down sights now cancels free look, so that'd be a bit weird, yeah. Okay, added automatically equip the next grenade after throwing the last grenade of the current type, so that's pretty good. Okay, load more fixes there. Feel free to go through all these, guys. We're not after a 4-hour video today. Change enable attach / detach user actions for magazines and rockets during weapon inspection. Weapon game mats tweaked to allow better penetration. Giggity. Added character role mechanics, ragdoll effectors, using energy imports. Added weapon action, blending of hands possessed switch muzzle, using gestures like pointing. Sway and recoil weapons with deployed bipod in prone will be significantly lower. Detach scope from weapon action and attach scope. So these are just things like quality of life and add to the realism as well, so all that stuff. So every time you do something to your gun, clicking the safety, removing an attachment, putting another one on, etc., is all like realistic. Make sure it's on point there, so that's pretty cool. Kill feed system was refactored and integrated into playable content and notifications, blah blah. Camera's consistent with head angles. Just look at all these, man, all these are changed. But I'm looking for the content really. You've got tweaked there, 0 and M60 PKM 249, RPK 74. Tweaked the weapon sway, the steering cursor with vehicles, tweaked weather simulation, moon position, time of the day. That's pretty cool. All these little things, these little things, all like one at a time, all put together, is going to be so good. So you're holding a weapon, you're inspecting it, you're clicking it, you're taking some off, you're putting it on, and your time of day is changing. All this is going to add to the immersion of the game, which is really good. And you're forgetting that all this is going to be on Arma 4. This is the road to Arma 4. So all of these fixes right here and added and problems, like, we're just beta testers basically for the main game. And if you love Arma, you got to be on board with all this. So fixed backpacks, tutorials requesting supply trucks, wrong melee instigate resulting in melee kills counting as suicides, and stuff like that. So like I said, this link here will be in the description. Feel free to go through it a bit more in depth, unless I'm covering it all right for you guys. Let me know in the comments. Workbench and modding. Alright, so this is more for the modders and stuff like that. We just click download if we like the look of a mod, and then we try and roll servers with those added mods. So again, if you're a modder or interested in the workbench stuff, please feel free to click the link in the description and just to have a look on this stuff. There's a lot of fixed, there's a bit tweaked, there's a bit changed. Nav mesh, all this sort of stuff that means not a lot to me, so I won't be doing that. Game Master, so this is like the Arma 3 Zeus mode. This is where you can create modes and stuff like that. Again, so modders and stuff like that. Or even, you know, if you're just jumping on for a mess about, you can do this, because only having the conflict mode at the minute is, yeah. So, restriction zone shown when the player dies out of the zone and spawns within it. They fix a place in waypoints. So these are all like the Zeus mode fixes and things like that. So added a quick placing bar, new ping, Game Master. Game Master can now instantly fill vehicles and crew and passengers by means of context action. So you can spawn in a truck and it could be full of Russian troops, giant, whatever you want. So yeah, that's all for them. The Game Master, again, feel free to pause or whatever to go through that. So they've got conflict here. So this is the main game mode really. So you've got some fixes on there. Experience should correctly after reconnecting. The vehicles spawn into trees. Control points are correctly set up when resuming the scenario. Errors when resuming saved small scenario. Tutorial tasks are skipped / wrongly advanced when the player dies. They've changed reducing the season time for coastal bases. Starting HQ selection algorithm. They've added a playlist enabled for end screen. New composition for heavy vehicle depot. They've added FIA supply depots. These can be raided to obtain additional supplies. So FIA is like the AI in there that are just on the map. So it's obviously like Russia versus USA, but yeah, these are like the Chinese or whatever they are, just on the island AI. and now you can actually raid their supply depots for materials, which is pretty cool. Ammo, whatever, that sort of stuff. Vehicles. So that's alright, that's a nice feature. Added randomized start and location. Respawning on conflict bases now requires supplies. So you will take supplies respawning on conflict bases. Okay, interesting. Barracks composition to spawn defenders in exchange for supplies. Heavy vehicle depots. Antenna installation extends radio signal range of parent base. Alright, these are some pretty cool features, man. FAA will now try to retake their supply depots. I hope this brings a lot of people together. And because it's Xbox and Xbox and PC at the same time, all play like updated at the same time. I'm going to jump on soon after this and hopefully see a lot more players. So, conflict winning condition, you're required to seize a certain amount of points to hold them for a given time. Supply generation frequency in main base. Requesting vehicles now requires supplies. So you need to stock up your base with supplies for spawns, extended signal, vehicle supplies and things like that, which makes sense. If you haven't got any supplies, where's this stuff coming from? Thin air. So spawn protection time, that's pretty good. So maybe you get a few seconds to figure out what the hell's going on and return fire, but rather than just, because sometimes you would load in and the screen would be black and then you'd sort of like just be dead and you just spawn again. Supply depots are no longer automatically pre-built. You can no longer capture coastal bases without a radio signal. These are fixed as well. Remove the radio capturing conflict bases. Removed overrun base mechanics. Okay, AI look like they've got a pretty big overhaul here. They've got a lot of fixed, they've got a lot of added, they've changed and fixed. So AI, multiple issues related to AI turret. So alright, these are all the fixed ones. Let's get to the added. So AI can now use melee and react to melee attacks as well, and it can now throw grenades. New AI weapon and targeting selection system. AI now react to horn. So if you beep, they'll move or something like that. I'm not sure, because you'll be like beep beep, and they'll just be like, surely just open fire on you. Special attacks behavior. Special attacks behavior tree for machine guns. Special attack behavior tree for oh, it's behavioral tree. Yeah. Okay, so machine gunners, sniper rifles, etc. like that will have different behavioral tree. So a sniper might be probably in a long grass or something like that, a little bit away, so that's pretty good. A machine gunner might be, you know, on a sandbag or something. That's pretty good. This is added. Weapon ballistic tables used by AI to better predict aiming points. So like if you're running across, they can probably shoot in front of you to try and hit you. That's pretty cool. They've changed, tweaked, fixed. AIs were seen enemy vehicle occupants through enemy vehicle new geometry. Alright. What we're down to now, guys, geez, going for it. Player management and server administration. Added, you can now cancel your vote for a player after casting it. Added reload missions, server commands to all players. Player kicks now support timeout. Ban commands to display local player ID. In-game kicking is now placed on player ID. UI as well, so they've added 5 things here. Projecting to map tools, HUD adaptive, opacity depending on scene brightness. So if you're looking at the sun or whatever, it was going to adjust, or if you're looking at it, if it's dark, it will brighten up for you a little bit. That's pretty good. Author blocking and unblocking in the workshop. Adaptive opacity enabled for a few GUI elements. Control hints for gadget selection on a controller. Dragging tools in a 2D map. And tweaked weapon and muzzles UI information. Topographic map. They've added bridges, walls, castle visualizations. They've changed road rendering process split to have smoother transitions. They tweaked the building defaults parameters. They fixed contours array management when layers are levels are hidden. Audio, a whole load of audio. Bullet crack sounds for heavy machine guns. Caliber specific bullet flyby sounds, as well as underslung grenade launcher flyby sounds. Collision sounds for RDG2 smoke grenades. Upper body movement in the water. It will now cause slightly audible splashes. Alright, so the audio is on cue there. That's going to help with player location and things like that. Audio edit, added scattering delay, priority signal input, and then a fixed volume inheritance from config. Script API. There's a load of stuff here that added a load of script stuff. Again, feel free to click the thing. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to go attempt it. The mod manager, added mod manager action for updating mod and downloading mod dependency, added mod presets, added mod manager export tools, tweak mod manager, auto disables mod that need dependency, blah 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 blah. So there you go. What a load of updates there. So we've had a lot of tweaks, we've had a lot of fixes, we've had a lot changed, everything for more realism there. So you got a lot of stuff with the guns and the scenery and even the things to the moon moving around, the HUD changing itself to depending where you are. Look at this, man, that is insane. So 0.9.6, first stable branch of Arma Reforger, the first major update as well. So hopefully everything's working sweet, and after this we can start getting some different game modes and, you know, some things like that, which would be pretty sick. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope I've helped. Any questions, put in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, because that does help me out a lot. So make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. And that'll do me, and I'll hopefully see you on Arma soon. Catch you in a bit. Peace.